Hello everybody! Before we kick things off, I wanted to quickly address something that you may have noticed. I've rebranded a little bit. First and foremost, I am Salty Salsa no longer. I know this is heartbreaking to a lot of you, but I felt this was the best choice going forward. While that name has served me well for a long time, I felt that it wasn't really related to any content I was doing. Not only that, but if you search it up, you got some really weird results in the search tab that I'd rather not even address at this point. Also, this new channel name is one I use pretty frequently online, so I felt that it would be more on brand. I also created a new icon for myself that I felt fit better with the channel name and was also a bit more unique than what I had before. Anyways, I hope that clears things up about the recent changes that this channel's been going through. Alright, now that that's over with, we can get on to what this video is actually about. Some of you may be aware that, relatively recently, the developers of Deep Rock Galactic had a stream where they showed off some weapon prototypes. The developers confirmed that in about 6 months, they're going to be adding 4 new weapons to the game. This livestream gave us a glimpse at what these weapons might look like. While these are just prototypes, and we don't know what'll change in the 6 months it'll take for this update to come out, I still wanted to talk about these new weapons and let you guys know my first impressions of them. Most importantly, I want to hear what you guys have to say about these new weapons. Make sure you comment down below and let me know what you think. The first weapon that was shown off was the Plasma Carbine. Anyone who's a fan of Doom might find this weapon really familiar. What I find most interesting about this weapon is that it doesn't seem to have a reload. It has an overheat meter similar to the minigun, the cryo cannon, or the EPC. Unfortunately, that's the only thing about this weapon that caught my eye. According to the developers,
could be a primary for maybe scout or engineer, I think.
I don't think that this weapon would add a lot to either NG or Scout's builds, especially once you consider that the Scout already has the deep core and NG already has the stubby. Both of these weapons are really similar to the Plasma Carbine in function. I think it would be better to have a weapon that can cover new ground instead of doing what other weapons already can. Of course, there's a lot of stuff that's really unique about this weapon, so I wouldn't be too upset if it got into the game. However, considering they showed off 6 weapons and there's only room for 4, I think I would prefer that this weapon stays on the cutting room floor until a future update. Next up was the Corrosive Sludge Pump, and this is a weapon I was really excited to see. The weapon launches out balls of sludge that slow enemies down and deal damage over time. You can also charge a shot to hit a larger area. And the best part? Every shot leaves behind sticky goo that slows the enemies down on contact. It seems likely that this weapon is going to Driller, and I think that that's a very good thing. Fans have been suggesting that Driller get a corrosive or acid-based weapon for a long time, but my biggest concern with these suggestions is that a lot of them had the gun function really similarly to the flamethrower or the cryo cannon. I know you Driller mains are going to get ready to tell me about the differences between the flamethrower and the cryo cannon, but I think that this new weapon opens up way more possibilities for Driller. The next weapon we got to look at was the rocket rifle, and I really don't have too much to say about it. Personally, it looks really generic to me. You could give this gun to any class and it wouldn't seem out of place. It has nothing to make it stand out. If this is getting in the game, then I think that Scout could use it the most. It's got a little bit of AoE, which is just what I think Scout needs right now. Next is the Space Crossbow, which is not only awesome, but is also very interesting mechanically. On the surface, the crossbow looks very straightforward. It's a single-shot projectile that deals high damage to a target. Evidently, it's going to take some practice to fire this thing accurately. That's not what's really interesting about this weapon though. What is really interesting is that similar to the Driller's throwing axes, you can pick up your missed shots and fire them again. This means that technically you can never miss a shot. The developers seem really adamant that Scout get this weapon, and I could not agree more. Scout not only has the ability to easily recover these missed shots, but also needs them more than any other class right now. Never needing to worry about missing a shot would be really great. On top of all that, the weapon seems like it's got a lot of potential when it comes to build variety, which is something I really like. The devs already discussed a few possible mods for this weapon, and it's got me really excited. The next weapon that we got a sneak peek at was the Heavy Particle Cannon. This is another weapon that I don't have much to say about. Not because I don't like it, but just because it's a very straightforward weapon. It's a high-precision, single-target laser beam. What more needs to be said? I could see this weapon going to Engineer. Most of NG's weapons aren't built for single-target damage, so I think that this could open up a lot of new ground for the class. Of course, this could easily go to Driller as well. It wouldn't be out of place in his toolkit. Lastly, we got to take a look at the Micro Missile Cannon. This gun fires missiles that home in on wherever you're aiming. Similar to the Crossbow, this gun's ammo conservation would be insane. With enough practice and good enough positioning, you could never miss a single shot. Now that is ammo efficiency. This weapon looks like a likely candidate for a gunner primary, but who knows, it could easily go to another class as a secondary. No matter which class it goes to, they're lucky to have it. Well, that was a brief summary of my first opinions on these weapons. What did all of you think? Did you agree? Disagree? Let me know down below. I've got plenty more to say and I'm looking forward to having this discussion with you guys. Rock and stone, everyone! Before you go, there's one more thing I wanted to address. While looking over my channel while I was rebranding myself, I realized that I don't have an incentive to get people to subscribe. Most YouTubers tell you to join their army or their family or whatever, and I don't really have that. After thinking it over, I got the idea for the ultimate incentive. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll be invited to my birthday party. I'll be having ice cream cake, balloons, the whole shebang. Now, you will need to bring me a gift, so keep that in mind before you come. But aside from that, nothing else. All you gotta do is press that subscribe button and maybe ring the bell if you really feel like it. With all that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. I hope to catch you guys next time.